Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. They try to get...
Out of my way!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! You're mine! Not so fast!
I'll take out the legs with my shield!
Begin! Look sharp! One more! Can you take it?
Flaming meteor!
Get ready and ready! Begin!
This one's mine!
Can you
Tiger
take
blade!
it? Take this! Elusive deity! Can you take it? I'll run you through! Elusive deity! I'll
If
take
it's in
you!
the sky, it's mine!
Using roar! Hold up! Is this as valuable as I think it is?
What could this be?
No choice.
Not today! They got me flanked! Tiger blade! Eat this!
Double demon!
First strike!
This one's mine!
Eat this! Piercing roar! Take
You're done! Tiger blade!
First strike! Talon storm!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Make it rain!
Alphen! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished. That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
Hey, when did I get so popular? Now you see what I can do!
A charge like that can easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it!
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Getting started! I'll run you through!
My goodness! Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
That extra training paid off.
A fish! You saw it too, right?
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Now where might those fish be? Yeah! Nothing's biting. Looks like I lost it. we go. Well, it's not bad, per se.
You take your fishing pretty seriously.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us. Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can...
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it.
I always... love the sound of hammers banging away.
Why are you looking at me like that? I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before, but looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Eldermenancia Guard. So in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
What what was Kelzelik even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holing himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense. Enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Danans and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shion?
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
Looks perfect.
Mind if I join you, Law?
Oh, hey, Alphen. What's up?
Nothing. I was just surprised to see you weren't training for once. Got a stomachache or something?
You know I don't literally train around the clock, right? I do take breaks.
Do you? It seems like you're training every chance you get.
Well, yeah. It can't be helped if I want to get stronger. Still, it's important to let your muscles rest every now and then. That's what my dad told me anyway.
Zephyr said that?
When I was a little kid, yeah. I would get so excited whenever he came home. I always followed him wherever he went and tried to learn as much from him as I could. He said, it's good to be passionate, but don't overdo it. Just like there are times when you want to take a break from studying, sometimes your body wants to take a break from training, too. I was always rushing around and forgetting to rest, so he ended up telling me that a lot.
That definitely sounds like him.
It's nothing to get sad over. Still, I can't help but wonder if that was my dad's way of teaching me the dangers of rushing into things too quickly. Then again, maybe I'm just overthinking things. I wish I'd had more time to talk to him about this kind of stuff. See you guys tomorrow. I feel pretty refreshed after that sleep.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! I'm on! Rise your armor! Can't get out of this! Restore! All mine!
Airborne feet. My special.
Got fire!
I'm
surrounded!
Marksman handle it.
All yours! I'm on now! I'm just getting started! Rising Wyvern! Take this!
Oh, I never miss.
You're mine!
Lightning!
Lunago!
Going in. Hear me! Flame
Double
of
demon!
fury!
Turn it up!
Glacial warrior! Here's evil!
That's it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Armor won't save you!
I'm on! Dragon Force!
You require a hand.
You're done!
One more!
I'm on it!
Trigger blade!
Talon Storm! Do it!
Glacial make it red!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry. All right.
There's nowhere to run from my heart! If he slows down, that's our chance! Eat this! Here's the power!
This one's mine!
I'm on it!
Mega red! Going in!
Sonic Thrust!
Let's go!
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trim it up.
Can't get out of this!
Tiger blade! And again!
Lunar Rumble!
Mega red! Mega red!
Heal!
This one's
Can't
mine!
get out of this! First strike!
Time to stop!
Now or never! Now in the green!
Flaming meteor!
Eat this! I'll end you!
Now you've gone and ticked me off!
Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang!
Do it! That's it! Mega red!
I'm on it! Talon Storm!
This one's
Lightning
mine!
Thrust!
Make it
Charge!
red!
Dylan! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action! Too slow!
Talon Storm! Back into the fray!
First strike! I'll end you!
All
Here I
good.
come! Here and now!
Searing
Take
flame!
this! Here's over! Eat this!
Going in!
Time to press.
Make it red!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Dan in history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course. There's history.
Nice one, Alphen.
Yeah.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough!
Eat this!
When did I get so far?
Arc sealed!
Tiger blade!
Hear me! Flame of fury!
Handle this! I'm on this one's mine!
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for you! Tiger blade!
Easy and scary.
Yeah! And pummel it to me! Eat this!
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Take this! You're wide open!
Watch this!
First strike!
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over!
Who said anything about letting off?
Done to the dust! Armor won't save you! Be still! Storm! I'm on it! You're done!
Alvin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Astral energy! Full throttle! Glacial spear!
Rising on!
One more!
Do it!
Dragon
Frozen!
Hammer!
Don't get complacent.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it...
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
First strike! Eat dirt! That freaking does it! I'm on it! Flying free! What did they keep it still?
Sion, can you take care of that?
Just reset and done! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action! Too slow!
Searing Blade! Bring the enemy's arch to me!
No complaints here!
Out of ammo! Ready for the flame!
You're done!
Searing Blade!
Done to done! What is this?
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
I'll run you through! Going in! Storm! That's it! Eat this!
Here goes!
Make it rain! Shoot on!
Get toasty!
Burn strike! There's always room for improvement.
I have a bad feeling about this.
This one's mine!
Here I come! There's a shot!
Into the
Eat this! You're done!
Going in!
First strike! No! Hurricane Thrust! Talon Storm! The enemy feels arcs too.
You'll soon see about that! Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Let
my
me
lady?
see what I can
Something
do!
you wanted to say?
Tiger Strike! Finish! Raining Strike!
Glacial Spear!
Here's evil!
Dragon Swarm!
Make it work!
Ridwell!
Frozen!
Hammer!
I can feel my power growing!
Don't get careless!
Eat this! Don't tell me! I'm on it! Dust to dust! You're done! Talon Storm!
I never miss!
Dust to dust! Can't get out of this! What's this? Dragon Swarm! Make it rain!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
That firepower of yours is really something.
I could say the same. This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need
He got me
healing.
flamed! Eat this! Watch it! Eat this! Eat this!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
Talon Storm!
Freeze Lancer!
Prepare to be sealed.
Burn in hell!
Sound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more
Armor
doing!
won't save you! I'm on it! Rising Wyvern! I'll crush you! Lightning Reflexes! Tenebrous Claw!
Searing Flame!
Shoot on!
Get toasty!
Burn Strike!
Right, next one!
Already on! Just getting started! Here I go!
This one's mine! Let them march!
Tiger Blade! Talon
I
Storm!
never miss!
Pierce through!
Mega Ray!
You require a hand. You'll pay for that!
Here's a healing arc!
Double Demon
First
Blade!
aid!
I owe you one for that.
I'll bring you back from death to bed! Here goes!
Going in.
Resuscitation!
On guard.
Dragon
Here
Swarm!
I go! No
Paper Talon Storm! Burn in hell!
We will turn the tables on them.
There are still more left!
Right. No time to hold back.
I'll stop stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life! And done!
Let's keep up the pace!
You're done!
That'll teach us for getting cocky.
This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes